Are you afraid of clowns? Do you creep out when you see that overly made-up face and hear their chilling laugh?
I'm sorry for frightening you. Now, where was I? Oh yes, coulrophobia. Coulrophobia, or the fear of clowns, is more than just a mere joke. This profound dread can trigger severe panic and feelings of sickness. While it's not a common phobia, there's a sizable number of individuals who perceive clowns as eerie or downright terrifying. What's the reason behind this? A large part is due to the portrayal of sinister clowns in the media, like Pennywise from Stephen King's It, 1986. But research suggests that there are genuine psychological underpinnings to this fear. To start, the makeup worn by clowns can be deeply disconcerting. It not only conceals the individual's true face, but also their emotions. The confusion intensifies when, for instance, a clown's painted smile conflicts with a real-life frown. Furthermore, the exaggerated facial features created by the makeup make the face appear human yet slightly askew. This strangeness is amplified by the clown's unconventional attire. Their unpredictable and mischievous behavior further unsettles people. Will they surprise you with a spray of water or offer you a flower? These inherent feelings of unease are further amplified by the negative representation of clowns in media. Some argue that the portrayal of the malevolent clown was cemented by the 1970s American serial killer, John Wayne Gacy, who would perform as Pogo the Clown at various events. His sinister depiction soon became a staple in horror films and literature. Thus, it's perhaps not a shock that a survey in 2016 revealed Americans feared clowns more than terrorist threats or even death. Why do clowns evoke feelings of discomfort? Several psychologists suggest that the anxiety arises partially from our inability to interpret genuine emotions on a clown's visage. When our capability to discern someone's emotions is obscured, it's unsettling because we're uncertain about their feelings, whether they're joyous, sorrowful, or irritated. This makes it challenging to anticipate their actions or know how to respond, describes a child anxiety specialist from the Child Mind Institute. Moreover, clowns' unpredictable and exaggerated behaviors can evoke unease, especially among young children. Children often develop a fear of clowns at an early age, sometimes as young as 4 or 5. Imagine a young child attending a birthday celebration, unprepared by their parents, only to be confronted by an oddly dressed individual with an exaggerated appearance and eccentric behavior. While some children might find this amusing, others might find it frightening, especially when they're placed in such an unfamiliar scenario without prior context. Those inherently inclined towards anxiety might experience an even more heightened response. Coulrophobia, or fear of clowns, ranks among the most prevalent childhood phobias because children are more prone to developing phobias. It's important to manage them in time. This can prevent the phobia from getting worse, allow your child to attend Halloween parties, and make them feel safer altogether. How to get over the fear of clowns. 1. Reframe and modify the way you think about clowns. Think through where your fear originated. Repeat to yourself that it is just a person wearing makeup, that it was just a movie, that their purpose is to entertain and make you laugh. 2. Be present when a professional clown begins to apply their makeup and costume. Let yourself visually see that what's below the surface is truly human. 3. Expose yourself to clowns slowly, such as looking at photos of clowns online until your fear at the sight of one begins to lessen. 4. Go to a circus or production where you can have a seat far enough away that you can look at the object of your fear from afar and recognize that it can do nothing to harm you. And that ends our pre-Halloween topic. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode on the eerie world of scary clowns and the fascinating phenomenon of coulrophobia. If you've ever felt that unsettling shiver down your spine at the sight of a clown, or wondered why these seemingly joyful figures ignite fear in so many, you're not alone. Please consider hitting that subscribe button and give us a like and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on more spine-tingling deep dives into our world's most intriguing mysteries. And remember, you can always leave your comments and suggestions down below. Did you ask yourself why people are wearing these costumes? When did it start? Are we all on the same page? Or are we celebrating differently? And what exactly is Halloween? In the quiet embrace of October, when autumn paints trees with golden hues and the night seems to stretch a tad longer, the world prepares for Halloween's magic and mystery. At its surface, it's a festival of costumes and candies, but dive deeper and one uncovers a wealth of traditions, stories, and age-old customs. But why do we celebrate Halloween? When did it start? How has it changed over time? What are other regions doing to celebrate this festival? Centuries ago, in the lush green lands of the Celts, Samhain was more than just a festival. It was a doorway. As summer bid farewell, the Celts believed the barriers between the worlds grew fragile. Spirits, both benign and malevolent, were believed to traverse this earthly realm. The Aes, mysterious beings often equated with fairies or ancestral spirits, were particularly active. To keep away the darker entities and to warm the cold nights, communities would gather around grand bonfires, sharing tales and making predictions for the coming winter. Enter the Romans, with their knack for blending cultures. As they spread their empire, they brought along their own festivals. Feralia, a day to honor the deceased, and a celebration dedicated to Pomona, the goddess of orchards, melded with Samhain customs. The apple, sacred to Pomona, became central to festivities, possibly giving birth to apple bobbing, a game where participants try to catch apples with their teeth from a tub of water. Fast forward to the advent of Christianity, and we see the church trying to embed its teachings into popular pagan festivals. The introduction of All Saints' Day on November 1 was one such move. The evening before this holy day, previously known for its pagan celebrations, became All Hallows' Eve. Over time, and with linguistic shifts, the world came to know and love it as Halloween. Today's Halloween, especially in places like the US, is a delightful medley of traditions. Trick-or-treating stands front and center. Children, dressed as everything from timeless ghouls to contemporary pop culture icons, go from door to door, expecting sweet rewards. And there's an unspoken agreement: give treats or face tricks. Houses that don't offer treats might find themselves at the receiving end of mischief. From lawns draped in toilet paper to the occasional egg thrown, it's all in good fun, albeit a bit messy. Yet, the essence and spirit of Halloween ripple far beyond North American borders. In Mexico, the days leading to and following Halloween transform streets into vibrant displays of life and death. Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, is a time of remembrance. Colorful skulls, marigold trails, and intricate altars honor the departed. But amidst this beauty lurks the tale of La Llorona, a ghostly woman draped in white, mourning her children and lamenting her actions that led to their demise. Across the sea in Ireland and Scotland, the birthplaces of many Halloween customs, tales of supernatural entities still hold sway. Banshees, with their mournful cries, are believed to foretell death. Guising. Children might share a chilling banshee tale or sing haunting melodies in hopes of receiving treat. England, with its rich tapestry of legends, brings tales of phantom black dogs and headless horsemen. Dartmoor, a place steeped in mystery, is said to be haunted by the spectral Hound of Baskervilles, reminding locals and visitors alike of the legends that reside in the moor's mists. Venture to Italy and the Philippines during this season, and you'll find serene remembrances. Lit candles, fragrant flowers, and whispered prayers create an atmosphere of reverence. Further east, China's Hungry Ghost Festival reveals streets lined with offerings to appease spirits. While Japan's Obon Festival is marked by lanterns drifting gracefully on water, guiding ancestral spirits back to their realm. However, whispers of the Yurei, ghostly figures in white, ensure that an element of eeriness remains. So, when the calendar's page turns to October 31, and the world is lit by the mischievous grin of jack-o'-lanterns, remember, Halloween is more than just a single night. It's a global celebration, a confluence of tales and traditions, a night where the past meets the present, and the veil between realms lifts, if only just a little. And amid all the spookiness and fun, there's always room for another piece of candy. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and giving us a like if you found this content informative. And remember, you can always leave your comments and suggestions down below. If you want more content like this, or if you have any specific topic you'd like us to cover in the future, please let us know. Your input shapes the direction of this channel. Ever wondered why that shadow in the corner, or that whisper in the dark, sends chills down your spine? In the heart of darkness, where logic meets the unknown, there exists a fine line between curiosity and fear. Brace yourself, for we're about to decode the top 10 findings from the science behind our eeriest fears. Prepare for a chilling revelation. Your Halloween special awaits. Coming in at number 1, ambiguity and uncertainty. Clowns, originally designed for joy and laughter. But for many, they've become symbols of fear. Why? The first answer is ambiguity. A clown's makeup hides their true emotions. Is that a genuine smile or a mask hiding something darker? Pop culture has twisted the innocent clown into something malicious, leaving us grappling with two conflicting images. The other answer is uncertainty. Clowns are unpredictable. You're left wondering, what will they do next? Culturally, masks can symbolize spirits or deities, adding another layer of ambiguity. From joy bringers to figures of unease, clowns exemplify how ambiguity and uncertainty can twist perception. At number 2, unpredictability. Our brains love patterns, making sense of the world around us. But what happens when the unexpected occurs? Enter the jump scare, cinema's favorite trick. When calm is disrupted, our heart races. The creepiness amplifies when we're lulled into a false sense of security. Our brain's alert system, triggered. But it's not just movies. Ever been startled by your pet cat? That's real life. Unpredictability. Our brain's ancient wiring makes us react, even if the threat is just a playful feline. At number 3, violation of human norms. We're all familiar with human behavior and appearance. It's comforting, familiar, but what happens when something seems almost human? Like dolls, they imitate human forms, yet they're frozen, devoid of genuine emotion. In our hands, they come to life. But left alone, there's stillness against their human-like. Appearance can be eerie. At number 4, reminders of death. Time marches on, and with it, the inevitable reminder of our own mortality. Decay, deterioration, the passage from life to the absence of it. It's a universal experience. Haunted houses, places where stories of the past cling to the present, evoke a mix of curiosity and unease. Graveyards, where silence speaks volumes. They remind us of the cycle of life and the inevitability of death. Throughout history, cultures have grappled with the concept of death, finding ways to honor, remember, and sometimes fear it. These reminders, be it places or objects, tap into our deepest emotions, making us reflect on life's fleeting nature and the mysteries beyond. At number 5, invasion of personal space. We all have our comfort zones, especially when it comes to personal space. Imagine a bubble around each of us. It's our personal territory, an unspoken boundary. But what happens when that boundary is unexpectedly breached? Someone standing too close, even without harmful intent, can make us uneasy. Or that feeling you get when you're being watched for just a bit too long. It's unsettling. Scientifically, our brain registers these invasions as potential threats. It's a primal response to protect ourselves. Cultural norms play a part too. What's normal in one culture might be invasive in another. At number 6, subversion of childhood innocence. Childhood, a time of innocence, joy, and comfort. But what happens when those warm memories are placed in a chilling context? Lullabies, for example, are meant to soothe, but in a horror setting, they unsettle us, turning comfort into dread. It's this subversion of innocence, this twist on our cherished memories, that makes the familiar become eerie. As we grow, the stories of our past evolve. What was once straightforward can gain layers of complexity and darkness. The true creepiness arises from the clash between our expectations based on childhood experiences and the jarring reality presented to us. At number 7, instinctual fear responses. In our modern world, we're far from the dangers our ancestors faced. But deep within us, ancient fears linger. Spiders, snakes. For many, even a glimpse can send shivers down the spine. And darkness, the unknown abyss where anything could be lurking. Our brains are wired this way. The amygdala, our fear center, reacts before our rational mind can even process. Even if we know, logically, there's no threat, our primal instincts can override logic. These fears once served a purpose, protecting our ancestors from real dangers. Today, we might even seek these thrills out, playing with our ingrained fears for entertainment. At number 8, cultural conditioning. Culture shapes us, influencing how we feel, think, and even what we fear. Movies, books, folklore, they're not just entertainment. They're powerful tools that define our collective fears. Take old Victorian-era photographs. Once simple memories, now often seen as haunting and eerie. Or think of that one music tune. You've heard it in so many thrillers. It's bound to send chills down your spine. Around the world, folklore has its own set of villains and specters, each tailored to its culture's deepest anxieties. Generations pass down these tales, embedding them deep in our psyche. They become shared symbols of fear. The power of cultural conditioning. It can take the mundane and, with the right narrative, turn it into the stuff of nightmares. At number 9, isolation or the unknown. In the vast expanse of the world, there are places where we stand alone. Isolation. It's not just physical. It's a feeling, an overwhelming sense of solitude. Pair that with the unknown, unfamiliar territories, uncharted paths. Our vulnerability emerges. In isolation, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. A creak, a shadow, things we'd ignore. Now they have our full attention. It's in our biology. Our brains are on high alert, detecting threats where there might be none. Yet, the human spirit is curious. We've always ventured into the unknown, faced our fears, and expanded our horizons. Isolation can be eerie, yes, but it's also a canvas for reflection, introspection, and awe. Lastly, at number 10, mismatched or incongruent elements. In our world, many things are designed to fit together in harmony. But what happens when the past meets the present in unexpected ways? Like this vintage toy, playing today's hits. Or consider a room, warmly lit, yet marred by a shadow with no clear source. Mismatched elements, things out of place or time, they catch us off guard, challenging our expectations. Our brains thrive on patterns and predictability. Incongruence. It creates a discord, a mental hiccup. Yet in this clash, creativity can flourish. Artists and designers often play with mismatches to evoke emotion and thought. So while a mismatch can be eerie, it's also a reminder of the endless possibilities when worlds old and new collide. There you go. From the shadows of the unknown to the unsettling familiar, we've journeyed through the reasons things creep us out. What sends shivers down your spine? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any spine-chilling revelation. Ever heard about a bridge where dogs just jump off? Sounds crazy, right? Well, there's this bridge in Scotland called Overton Bridge that's got everyone talking and scratching their heads. Stick around, and we'll take you into this wild mystery together. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Scotland, a realm where every sunrise and sunset feels like an artist's dream come to life. Its vast landscapes, from the jaw-dropping highlands to the shimmering waters of its lochs, and the age-old castles standing tall against time. It's a place that not just pleases the eyes, but resonates with our souls. Now, in this magical setting, amidst all the enchantment, there's a bridge that's become the talk of the town and beyond. The Overton Bridge. It's not just another bridge that helps you cross from one side to another. No, this one's draped in whispers and secrets. People from different corners of the world are lured not just by its architectural grace, but by the enigmatic tales that envelope it. To the unaware eye, it stands majestically, complementing the Scottish landscapes. But when you lean in and listen to the locals or dive into age-old journals, you realize there's more than what meets the eye. A puzzle, a riddle, a question that has left even the wisest puzzled. Built over a century ago, this architectural wonder, while beautiful, carries with it a heavy shadow of questions that no one has been able to fully answer. Going back to the question, what makes this bridge different? Well, the answer is this strange and bewildering behavior of dogs there. For some reason, when dogs walk on this bridge, they act in a way that just doesn't make sense to most of us. And that's what's got everyone talking and wondering. For reasons unknown, since the 1950s, hundreds of dogs have felt compelled to jump off its sides. Yes, you heard that right. Now, if you're scratching your head thinking, why would they do that? you're not alone. In ancient times, cultures like the Celts had this fascinating belief. They thought that there were specific spots on Earth where our familiar world and some unknown, mysterious world almost touched each other. Imagine it a bit like the Upside Down in Stranger Things, a parallel realm lurking just beneath our own. They named these spots thin places because the veil between the two worlds was thought to be incredibly thin there. Now, with all the strange happenings at Overtone Bridge, many wonder if this bridge might actually be standing right on top of one of these thin places, connecting us in some eerie way to another realm. But wait, it gets stranger. Now, the people who've lived around here for years, they've got some stories that would make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. They often huddle in their local gatherings, sharing tales about eerie noises echoing near the bridge, especially during the quiet of the night. Picture yourself standing there, the wind gently rustling the leaves, and suddenly, in the distance, you hear the haunting blow of a ship's horn. But here's the kicker. There isn't a ship anywhere to be seen. No water deep enough for a ship for miles. And just when you think that's unsettling enough, there are those soft, ghostly whispers. They're not clear, but they have this old worldly tone, almost as if their voices carried through the wind from centuries ago. It begs the question, are these sounds mere figments of one's imagination, echoes from history, or perhaps hints from a parallel world, trying to communicate with ours? Now, steering away from the realm of the supernatural and legends for a moment, let's ground ourselves in a more scientific perspective. Some folks, especially those with a keen interest in wildlife and animal behavior, believe that the mystery might have a more earthly explanation. Enter the minks. These small, furry creatures, native to the area, are known to have a distinct, potent scent. This scent, potent enough to travel quite a distance, can be incredibly alluring to dogs, tapping into their primal instincts. Think about when a dog catches a scent trail during a walk. Their entire demeanor changes, and they become hyper-focused. Now, combine that natural, intense curiosity with the powerful scent of the minks near the bridge, and it might just be enough to send them into a heightened state of excitement. Could it be that these innocent-looking minks unknowingly play a role in the bridge's mystery by stirring up? Now, as if the tales of dogs weren't bewildering enough, there's another layer of mystery wrapped around Overtone Bridge. Whispered among locals and mentioned in hushed tones are stories of hidden passageways, a network of secret tunnels and hidden chambers buried deep beneath the bridge's foundation. Some say these tunnels date back centuries, long before the bridge itself was even constructed. Legend has it that these clandestine chambers were once the sites of ancient rituals and ceremonies. Picture this: shadowy figures gathered in these chambers, chanting and partaking in age-old traditions, perhaps trying to communicate or appease otherworldly forces. If these tales hold any truth, then one must wonder what residual energies from those ancient ceremonies might still linger. Could they be influencing the bewildering behavior of our canine friends above? The bridge's stones might be silent, but they surely hold stories waiting to be told. Now, let's take a moment to really think about our canine friends. If you've ever owned a dog, or even observed one, you'd know they are creatures of joy, love, and curiosity. Their behavior is primarily driven by instinct, senses, and their environment. So it's essential to keep in mind that the idea of taking one's own life is not a concept they naturally understand or even contemplate. In human terms, we label such actions as suicide. But this is a complex, deeply psychological and emotional concept, and it's not something that dogs, in their simple joys and sorrows, are equipped to comprehend. What does this mean for the Overtone Bridge mystery? It underscores just how baffling and out of character these leaps truly are. Dogs, by nature, are cautious. They might chase after a ball, sure, but they have an innate understanding of danger. They'd shy away from a high drop or a fast-moving car instinctively. So the very act of these dogs leaping from the bridge suggests there's something. Be it a sound, a scent, or some other stimulus that's influencing their behavior in ways we've yet to fully grasp. It's as if there's a piece of the puzzle that's eluding us, hiding in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to come to light. As the day ends and Overtone Bridge is shrouded in darkness and mist, the many theories and stories surrounding it seem to merge, making the mystery even deeper. As we stand in the lingering echoes of Overtone Bridge's tales, the mysteries remain, inviting more questions than answers. Thank you for delving into Scotland's captivating enigma with us today. If this story sparked your curiosity, or if you have your own theories, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any spine-chilling stories like this. What is your greatest fear? When you hear someone behind you, have you seen a shapeshifter? A cannibalist? Welcome, and today we will talk about what are the scariest creatures in America? We start at North America region. United States, Skinwalker. Skinwalker, known as Yi Naldlushi in Navajo culture, is shrouded in darkness and forbidden knowledge. It begins with an individual's dark desire for supernatural power, often driven by jealousy, ambition, or a thirst for dominance. This person seeks out hidden and taboo rituals, passed down through secretive Navajo traditions, which are designed to transcend the boundaries of conventional spirituality. These rituals involve macabre elements, such as the use of human remains, particularly the bones of deceased family members, or the consumption of forbidden substances. Through these transgressive acts, the aspiring skinwalker aims to unlock otherworldly abilities that grant them the power to transform into animals native to the region, such as wolves, coyotes, or owls. Once the rituals are completed, the individual is said to possess the sinister gift of shape-shifting. They can assume the form of these animals, granting them anonymity and the ability to carry out their malevolent intentions under the cloak of darkness. Skinwalkers are notorious for their malevolent acts, including cursing, causing illness, death, terrorizing communities, or stealing livestock. Crucially, skinwalkers excel at concealing their true identities, appearing as ordinary individuals during the day. This skill makes it challenging for others to identify them as practitioners of dark magic. Their powers are believed to be at their peak during the night, when they transform into animals to commit their sinister deeds. Canada, Wendigo. In the shadowy depths of Algonquian folklore, the Wendigo emerges as a nightmarish embodiment of human frailty. This malevolent spirit, often portrayed as a grotesque, emaciated figure with sunken eyes and jagged teeth, serves as a chilling symbol of greed and excess. The Wendigo legend is the harsh environment in which many indigenous peoples lived, particularly in regions like the northern United States and Canada. Long, harsh winters with limited food resources could lead to periods of famine and starvation. In some versions of the legend, this transformation is often depicted as a gradual process, with the individual losing their humanity and becoming consumed by insatiable hunger. Mexico, La Llorona. La Llorona's haunting cries and wails, which are said to echo near bodies of water such as rivers, lakes, and streams, have earned her the moniker, the Weeping Woman. These mournful sounds are believed to be her eternal lament for her lost children, and they contribute to the eerie and unsettling aura. As the legend goes, this woman becomes pregnant, which leads to her downfall. Depending on the version of the story, her lover may reject her, or societal norms and expectations may cast her out due to her perceived disgrace. Overwhelmed by grief, rage, or madness, she commits a dreadful act. She either intentionally drowns her own children in a nearby body of water, or her neglect indirectly leads to their demise. After realizing the gravity of her actions, the woman is consumed by guilt and remorse. Her sorrow and anguish turn her into a tormented spirit, doomed to wander the earth for eternity. She is often depicted as a ghostly figure in a long flowing white gown or robe, with disheveled long hair. Her eyes are frequently described as hollow or empty, reflecting her deep sorrow. Now, let's head to South America. Argentina, El Sombrerón. El Sombrerón, translating to the Big-Hatted One, is a shadowy figure in Argentine folklore, often depicted as a tall, thin man wearing a wide-brimmed hat that conceals his face. He is said to wander the countryside during the moonlit hours. His attire, typically all black, adds to his mysterious persona. Legend speaks of his fondness for serenading young women with his guitar, attempting to lure them away from the safety of their homes. While he's primarily seen as a mischievous spirit, some tales attribute a more sinister nature to him, suggesting he may ensnare souls or bring bad luck. Brazil, Curupira. Emerging from the dense rainforests of Brazil, the Curupira is a creature deeply intertwined with the indigenous tales of the region. Often depicted as a dwarf-like being with flaming red hair and unique backward-facing feet, the Curupira is considered a guardian of the forest and its animals. His peculiar feet are believed to leave tracks that confuse hunters and woodsmen, leading them astray and protecting the creatures of the forest from harm. While he's seen as a protector, he's also known for his mischievous tendencies, playing tricks on those who harm the forest, sometimes even kidnapping them. Chile, Chupacabra. The chupacabra, often referred to as the goat sucker in Spanish, is a legendary creature found in the folklore of Latin American and Spanish-speaking communities. Its appearance varies, but is commonly described as having gray or greenish skin, spines or quills on its back, large red or glowing eyes, and fangs. Reports of chupacabra sightings began in the mid-1990s in Puerto Rico and have since spread to different parts of Latin America and the United States. The creature is believed to be nocturnal and elusive, with a tendency to attack livestock, particularly goats, sheep, and chickens, by draining their blood and leaving puncture wounds. The chupacabra legend has generated various rumors and beliefs, with some suggesting it is an extraterrestrial or supernatural being sent to harm livestock. Others speculate it is a result of government experiments or genetic manipulation. These sightings and reports have sometimes led to panic and hysteria in rural communities as farmers attribute unexplained livestock deaths to the creature. In the dark and desolate hours of night, the chupacabra roams, a relentless predator fueled by a bloodlust that defies comprehension. Its elusiveness and capacity for cruelty have earned it a prominent place in the annals of cryptid lore, where it remains a creature of darkness, a harbinger of dread, and a symbol of the mysterious and the malevolent that lurks beyond the boundaries of our understanding. That's it, folk. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and giving us a like if you found this content informative. And remember, you can always leave your comments and suggestions down below. If you want more content like this, or if you have any specific topic you'd like us to cover in the future, please let us know. Your input shapes the direction of this channel. Who do you think is the most terrifying figure in Halloween? Is it the zombies? The werewolf? The witch? the vampires. While we all can agree that all of them had weaknesses and somehow we have a little chance to overcome, the next figure in this story will convince you that you can never outrun or escape him. Cloaked in shadows, brandishing a scythe, and serving as the very embodiment of life's final moments. The Grim Reaper has haunted our legends, literature, and even our screens. But who, or what, is this figure that's so synonymous with death? And why has it gripped our collective imaginations for centuries? Join us as we delve deep into the history, mythology, and cultural significance of the enigmatic being known as the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper is a spectral entity that is said to be the sentient manifestation of death itself. Since the 15th century, death has commonly been perceived to be an animated human skeleton, draped in pitch-black robes and carrying a scythe. With this scythe, the Reaper severs the soul's last ties to life and grants the soul safe passage to the afterlife. The Grim Reaper has often, falsely, been depicted as an evil spirit that preys on mortals. In truth, however, they are neither evil nor good, merely a force of nature and order. Death is a fundamental part of life, and it is the Grim Reaper's duty to claim the souls of the deceased so as to maintain the balance of nature. The Reaper does not kill mortals, but merely guides their spirits to the next realm. And it is not their place to judge souls or determine what will become of them. Through different cultures, the Grim Reaper stands as a symbol for death, a legend that has persisted for ages. While global interpretations vary, this harbinger of the end of life. There's an age-old adage: the only certainties in life are death and taxes. We're well acquainted with our annual tax obligations and the consequences of neglecting them. However, the timing of the Grim Reaper's visit remains a mystery. One thing's for sure: every living being has an expiration. Origin and mythology of the Grim Reaper. In ancient Greek beliefs, the youthful, bearded, and winged deity, Thanatos, served as the god of death, guiding departed souls to the underworld. In Norse legends, Valkyries acted as Odin's emissaries, shepherding the souls of fallen warriors to Odin's Hall, where they would join the afterlife's battles, culminating in Ragnarok. Within Judaism and Christianity, the archangels Michael and Gabriel stand out as notable angels of death, renowned for delivering divine messages to humans. In Islam, Azrael, the angel of death, is depicted as maintaining a ledger containing every soul's record on earth. Yama, the death deity in Hindu scriptures, is described as riding a dark buffalo, holding a rope tethered to souls. Yanluo, in Chinese folklore, reigns as the god of the underworld. The Grim Reaper's conception is believed to have gained prominence during Europe's 14th century, a dark era when the Black Death decimated between 30 to 60% of its inhabitants. Revelation chapter 6, verses 1 to 8 in the Bible introduces the four horsemen, symbolizing pestilence, war, famine, and death, marking the world's looming end. Features of Grim Reapers. From the medieval period, the Grim Reaper has been portrayed as a skeleton, mirroring the human form post-decay. Commonly, it dons a black hooded robe, reminiscent of funeral attire from various faiths. Additionally, the Grim Reaper wields a scythe, inspired by farming tools used during harvests. A scythe is an agricultural instrument with an elongated handle and a curved blade. In certain traditions, the Grim Reaper might also clutch an hourglass, symbolizing the finite time a person has left on Earth. There are myths suggesting that the mere appearance of the Grim Reaper in one's dream, especially during paralysis, can lead to death by heart attack. A Reaper. Every culture has its own version. It's known by countless names. Perhaps there's not just one. Reapers can halt time. They only become visible when approaching you. Dean Winchester. Supernatural in some interpretations, Grim Reapers act as escorts for souls transitioning to the afterlife. The Grim Reaper is believed to have otherworldly powers, including orchestrating events to seal someone's fate, teleporting beings or objects, healing ailments, and ending a life with a mere touch. And that wraps up our story for today. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mystique of the Grim Reaper. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history, symbolism, and cultural representations of death's iconic figure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and leave a comment or suggestion for more intriguing content. What kind of creature do you think can chase and follow you anywhere, even in the dark, without even seeing you? Because the first time you'll encounter this creature, you'll notice that he is headless. Yes, I'm talking about the Headless Horseman. The Headless Horseman, from Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, is undoubtedly the most renowned figure of such eerie tales. However, long before his spectral rides captured our imaginations, other decapitated riders had already been haunting towns and villages, leaving behind a trail of chilling legends and whispered stories. Throughout history, the eerie figure of the Headless Horseman has persistently galloped through the folklore and tales of several countries around the world, often depicted as carrying their own severed head under their arm or in their hand, as they ride their spectral, ghostly steeds through the night. The roots of many of these spine-chilling stories can be traced back to times when beheading was a widespread method of execution, a brutal reminder of past justice systems. As the years have passed and tales evolved, this macabre figure, with its lost head and relentless pursuit, has solidified its place as one of the most haunting and evocative images in the pantheon of supernatural and horror lore. Here are the 6 tales about the Headless Horseman. 1. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow from the United States. The 1820 short story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving, is renowned for its tale of a headless horseman. Drawing from European influences, Irving weaves a narrative about Sleepy Hollow inhabitants and the ghostly events they witness. This spectral horseman, believed to be the spirit of a soldier decapitated during the American Revolutionary War, has a tense nocturnal showdown with local educator Ichabod Crane. The story's enduring popularity ensures that even after 2 centuries since its debut, it attracts scores of visitors to New York's Hudson Valley, with over 100,000 enthusiasts visiting the real-life inspirations of the tale every October. 2. The Dullahan from Ireland. Originating from Celtic mythology, the Dullahan legend is an Irish story. The lore suggests that the Dullahan was once Crom Dubh, a fertility deity who demanded head decapitations as sacrifices. With the advent of Christianity in Ireland, He was exiled but has persisted in haunting the countryside, riding on horseback and holding his decapitated head, often seen as a harbinger of doom. It's believed that opening one's door while the Dullahan drives his horse-drawn coach nearby could result in a splash of blood to the face. 3. Ewan of the Little Head from Scotland. For centuries, the Scottish island of Mull, situated off its west coast, has been shadowed by the eerie tale of a headless horseman. Ewan, known in Gaelic as Eogan a Chin Big or Ewan of the Little Head, was the progeny and successor of a clan leader. He met a tragic fate in 1538, decapitated during a skirmish. Legend has it that Ewan's steed galloped miles along the river, bearing his decapitated form until fatigue forced it to halt by a cascade. From then on, tales have persisted of Ewan's ghostly headless figure riding through Mull's trails. Islanders who claim to have crossed paths with this apparition are often revered by their peers. 4. Der Kopfloser Reiter from Germany. Germany boasts a deep-rooted connection to legends of headless horsemen, with some tales dating back hundreds of years. One narrates the haunting journey of Hans Gegenteufel, a headless equestrian doomed to roam the earth, a penance for evading retribution for his transgressions in life. Another speaks of Der Kopfloser Reiter, the headless rider, who appears from a woodland, forewarning individuals of looming perils they might encounter. 5. El Muerto del Rodeo from the United States. In Texas, especially the southern region, there's a tale of a headless horseman. This legend tells of a ghostly rider, executed in the 19th century for deception in South Texas. After his execution, his head was attached to his horse, which was then set free as a cautionary tale to potential tricksters. Even now, it's believed he still roams the path his body and horse once traveled. Interestingly, scholars have been studying this legend, with some research papers tracing back to 1848. 6. The Headless Horseman of Devon from England. Devon, a serene county in southwestern England, belies its tranquil image with a trove of haunting tales from local legends, among which are multiple accounts of headless horsemen. One purportedly roams the Dartmoor moorlands, while another is believed to be the spirit of a medieval priest, decapitated and now seen riding on one of Torquay's ancient roads. In some versions of the tale, this headless figure is seen guiding a coach drawn by a horse. The tale of the Headless Horseman has left a lasting mark on modern culture, particularly in its influence on Halloween traditions and the horror genre. Its eerie and mysterious elements continue to captivate audiences and serve as a source of inspiration for creative works and entertainment. And there we have it, folks. We've galloped through the chilling realms of the 6 most terrifying tales of the Headless Horseman. From the misty moors of Dartmoor to the ancient roads of Torquay, these legends have surely sent shivers down your spine. If you enjoyed this dark journey with us, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and leave a comment for more spine-tingling tales and mysteries. Am I beautiful? Is there an answerable yes or no? But this is no ordinary question, because this is life and death. Once again, am I beautiful? As the sun dipped below the horizon and shadows grew longer, urban Japan transformed into a maze of dimly lit streets and alleyways. Most evenings, it's just a serene world, punctuated by the distant sounds of nightlife and the occasional car passing by. But sometimes, for the unlucky few, these streets become the setting of an unforgettable nightmare. Imagine walking alone, the chill of the night air urging you to get home quickly. The streets are deserted, save for a lone woman standing a little distance away. She seems out of place, her face hidden behind a surgical mask, a common sight in Japan, but oddly unsettling in the dimness. Her eyes, however, sparkle with a strange intensity. As you approach, she steps into your path, her demeanor oddly calm in the enveloping silence. She poses a seemingly innocent question, her voice soft and almost melodic. Am I beautiful? Before you can process the strange query or respond, she slowly removes her mask, revealing a grotesque ear-to-ear slit. It's a sight straight out of horror tales, the stuff of urban legends, but here she stands before you, the infamous woman. Rumored to have once been a woman of unparalleled beauty, betrayed and mutilated in a fit of jealousy or rage, she now roams the streets, a vengeful spirit forever trapped between her once radiant past and her monstrous present. She's not just seeking affirmation of her beauty, she's challenging the world, forcing individuals like you to confront their deepest fears about vanity, societal judgment, and the fragility of human existence. Your heart races, your mouth goes dry, and every instinct screams at you to run. But what do you answer? How do you escape the clutches of the legendary slit-mouthed woman? The encounter, though fleeting, leaves an indelible mark. For even if you were to escape her grasp, the haunting image of Kuchisei Kana and the harrowing experience of that fateful night would remain with you forever. Origins and evolution. The legend of Kuchisei Kana, like many tales, has evolved, adapting to different eras and sensibilities. During the Edo period, stories of vengeful spirits were rife. Kuchisei Kana, in this context, was possibly a cautionary figure against the pitfalls of vanity or the consequences of infidelity. She might have been portrayed as a woman so obsessed with her beauty that she neglected everything, eventually leading to her ghastly disfigurement as a punishment for her vanity. Modern portrayals and media influence. Her story has found new life in modern media. Manga and movies have portrayed her in varying lights, from a vengeful spirit to a tragic figure wronged by society, drawing attention to societal pressures on beauty standards. Yet the core remains, a chilling entity questioning her own beauty and lashing out based on the answers she receives. The sinister encounter. The modus operandi of Kuchisei Kana is haunting in its simplicity. She predominantly targets children, possibly reflecting a desire to scar the innocent. Those walking alone, especially during nighttime, are not safe either. When she approaches, her question is straightforward. Am I beautiful? Yet this query is a trap. Answering no could result in immediate death, often by scissors. A yes might save one momentarily, only for her to disfigure their mouth to mirror her own grotesque visage. The implications of her question. Her question, am I beautiful, is more than just a chilling test. It's a window into her tragic past. Beauty was her identity, and her disfigurement, whether by jealousy or a cruel twist of fate, forever marred her perception of self-worth. By posing this question, she forces her victims to grapple with society's often superficial judgments and standards of beauty. The spread and sightings. With the advent of the internet and social media, accounts of encounters with Kuchisakana proliferated. From chilling online stories to purported sightings near schools, the slit-mouthed woman has embedded herself into urban legend status. One account from Osaka described a woman in a surgical mask asking for directions, only to reveal her slit mouth, leading to a terrifying chase. A reflection on society. Kuchisakana is not just a tale of horror. She's a reflection of societal fears and insecurities. Beneath her story lies the universal fear of being judged and the dire consequences of societal rejection. She doesn't just terrify, she makes one ponder the real costs of beauty, vanity, and societal expectations. Kuchisakana's tale, rooted in historical anxieties and modern fears, showcases the eternal nature of legends. As society morphs, so does she, serving as a chilling reminder of the deep-seated fears that persist across eras. Whether seen as a cautionary tale or a macabre entertainment, her legend endures, forever imprinted in the psyche of those who hear her story. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and giving us a like if you found this content informative. And remember, you can always leave your comments and suggestions down below. If you want more content like this, or if you have any specific topic you'd like us to cover in the future, please let us know. Your input shapes the direction of this channel. Have you ever found yourself trapped between the realms of sleep and wakefulness, unable to move or scream? For many, this isn't just a fleeting nightmare. It's a horrifying reality known as sleep paralysis. Prepare for a chilling story. Your Halloween special awaits. Our journey begins within the intricate maze of the human brain. As we drift into sleep each night, our brain cycles through several stages. During the rapid eye movement or REM stage, dreams come alive. The brain sends signals to inhibit most voluntary muscles, ensuring we don't physically act out our dreams. But sometimes a glitch occurs. The boundary blurs, and we awaken while the brain still thinks we're dreaming. This is sleep paralysis, a state where the mind is awake, but the body remains in its dream-induced paralysis. For some, it doesn't end there. Hallucinations, often sinister in nature, accompany this paralysis, making the experience all the more terrifying. Take, for instance, the chilling story of Momo. On a calm, mysterious evening, Momo found herself awoken in her college dorm room. It was one of those nights where everything seemed still, as if time had momentarily paused. The entire building was wrapped in a blanket of quietness, and all that could be heard was the gentle and constant hum of the heater in the background. This hum seemed to whisper secrets, providing a gentle lullaby to the otherwise silent world. With a feeling of unease, she attempted to call out to her roommate, hoping for a reassuring response. But strangely enough, her voice seemed trapped, and no sound emerged from her lips. It felt as if her entire body was glued to the bed, unable to make even the tiniest movement. Her eyes darted around the dimly lit room, searching for anything familiar. That's when she spotted it. A dark, shadowy outline standing eerily at the foot of her bed. It wasn't clear, just a vague shape that seemed out of place in the otherwise ordinary room. The mysterious figure, blurry and without any clear details, started to move closer step by step. Its movement was silent, almost like it was gliding on air. Momo tried to squint, hoping to make out some recognizable details, but it was all in vain. The room's dim light only added to the mystery. All she could do was watch with wide eyes, frozen in place, feeling a mix of curiosity and fear. As the figure came nearer, the room's temperature seemed to drop slightly, and Momo wished she could do something, anything, other than just lay there. She already accepted her fate and thought it was the end for her. In a blink of an eye, as unexpectedly as the whole situation began, it ended. The mysterious figure, which had once seemed so close and threatening, disappeared without a trace. As if a spell had been lifted, Momo suddenly felt a rush of relief and realized she could move again. Sitting up quickly, she noticed her clothes sticking to her skin, damp from sweat. Her heart raced, thumping loudly in her chest like a drum in a parade. She took a deep breath, trying to calm herself. The whole experience felt so intense and vivid, making it hard for her to believe it was just a dream. She looked around her room, half expecting to see some sign of the figure, but everything was just as she remembered it before she went to sleep. Throughout history, cultures worldwide have documented this phenomenon. Ancient tales speak of demons sitting on chests, malevolent spirits, and nocturnal visitations. Sleep paralysis reminds us of the fragile boundary between sleep and wakefulness, and the mysteries that still lurk in the shadows of our understanding. The next time you lay down to rest, remember, the mind is a powerful entity, capable of both dreams and nightmares. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. And we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts or experiences. Once again, this is Innovatronics TV.
Greetings and welcome back to Innovatronics TV, your one-stop channel for extraordinary tales and captivating stories. Brace yourselves as we dive into the frightening world of Richard Williams, an average individual whose life takes a hair-raising turn in our chilling story Shadows on Crescent Lane. Join us as we blur the lines between reality and the spectral realm. Let's embark on this spine-chilling journey together. Before we begin, please click the like button and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of supernatural stories to share with you. Get ready to experience the mystery presence of the Shadows on Crescent Lane. Richard sits at his desk, buried under a mountain of paperwork, his mind clearly preoccupied. His colleague Jason approaches with a stack of papers.
Hey Richard, these reports need your signature. Can you take a look?
Oh sure, just leave them there.
Jason notices Richard's distant expression.
You seem a bit off today. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just didn't sleep well last night, I guess.
Well, you know what they say. All work and no sleep make for a grumpy accountant.
You're right, Jason. Thanks for understanding.
Jason leaves and Richard tries to focus on the papers. Richard takes a break and heads to the office kitchen for some coffee. There, he meets his friendly co-worker, Lisa.
Richard, you look like you need a caffeine boost. Rough night?
Yeah, you could say that. I had some strange experiences lately.
Strange experiences? Do tell me.
Richard hesitates, but decides to share some details without revealing everything.
I saw some odd things on my way home the other night, like a man running away in panic and a woman in distress.
Look out!
The stranger gasped, his eyes wide with terror. He didn't wait for Richard's response before he sprinted away into the darkness.
Hey, are you all right?
Richard called after him, but the man was already out of sight. As he continued down the street, he heard a soft sobbing from a nearby alley. He saw a hunched figure under a flickering streetlight.
Excuse me, miss.
He said, pulling out a handkerchief.
Are you all right?
The woman turned to face him. Her face was a gruesome spectacle, disfigured and burned. Richard recoiled, and without a second thought, he bolted.
That's what happens.
Wow, that does sound eerie. Maybe you should take it easy tonight. Get some rest.
You're right. I need to shake this feeling off.
Richard is once again engrossed in work when his boss, Mr. Hubble, enters the office with a stack of important documents.
Richard, I need these financial projections completed by the end of the day.
They are critical for our upcoming meeting.
Don't worry, Mr. Hubble. I'll get them done promptly.
As Mr. Hubble leaves, Richard's mind briefly drifts back to the haunting encounters, but he pushes those thoughts aside and focuses on his work. Richard is deep into the financial projections when he notices a strange shadow on the wall, resembling the ghostly woman's figure. He blinks, thinking it's just his imagination.
Focus, Richard. It's all in your head.
He continues working, trying to ignore the growing unease. Richard finally completes the financial projections and breathes a sigh of relief.
Well done, Richard. I knew I could count on you.
Thank you, Mr. Hubble.
As Richard hands over the papers, he feels an eerie sensation, as if someone is watching him. He glances around, but the office is empty. Richard steps into the elevator, looking tired but relieved to leave the office. Just as the doors are about to close, a mysterious hand reaches in and stops them. It's the wild-eyed man he encountered before.
Please, you have to help me.
Before Richard can respond, the elevator doors close, leaving him once again with unanswered questions and a lingering sense of dread. Richard Williams sits on his couch, visibly shaken, recounting his chilling encounters with the spectral woman to his friend, Steve, and Mary Ann.
It was a night I'll never forget. The city was unusually quiet, and I was walking home lost in my thoughts when this terrified man crashed into me. He seemed to be running from something, but before I could ask, he disappeared into the darkness.
That must have been quite unsettling.
And then, you encountered the ghostly woman.
A few blocks away, I heard sobbing and found her under a flickering streetlight. Her face, it was horribly burned. I couldn't handle it, so I left her there.
Richard, I believe you encountered a restless spirit. She must be seeking closure, a release from her pain.
But what does she want from me? Why haunt me?
I've heard a rumor about the lady in Crescent Lane. I don't know if it's true, but the story is.
Gabriel, where are you?
She takes a deep breath, trying to gather her strength, and wipes away her tears. Amelia steps out into the rain, her resolve firm, as she begins to follow the faint echoes of someone's footsteps. The rain intensifies, and Amelia's desperation grows. She walks faster, her eyes scanning the dark, empty streets.
Gabriel, please wait.
Suddenly, a woman wearing a hoodie and a mask emerges from the shadows, clutching a bottle marked with a chemical symbol.
Who are you?
I love Gabriel, and you are in my way.
Are you Gabriel's stalker?
The girl splashes the liquid from the bottle.
No, I am the one Gabriel will love.
As the girl retreats into the darkness, she unexpectedly slips on the rain-slicked ground. Holding her face in pain, she falls with a thud, knocked unconscious. As the rain clouds disperse, daylight slowly filters in. The once desolate lane starts to bustle with activity as people begin their day. Amelia regains consciousness, but her surroundings are eerily quiet. No one seems to notice her presence.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
She tries to approach a passerby, but they walk right through her, oblivious to her existence.
Gabriel!
Amelia watches from a distance as the townsfolk discuss the ghostly sightings on Crescent Lane.
I heard she's the spirit of a heartbroken girl. They say she's looking for her lost love, and all of her victims are male.
I'd avoid that lane at all costs. Her sadness lingers there, and you can feel it when you walk alone at night.
Amelia continues to wander the lane, her translucent figure barely visible in the moonlight.
Gabriel, please hear me. I need to understand why you didn't come.
She reaches out to touch a passing couple, but her hand passes through them.
Gabriel, I will wait for you here. Please come back.
Richard, you must confront her. Find out what she wants and see if you can offer any assistance. Facing your fears might be the key to ending this haunting.
Richard stands under the same flickering streetlight, where he encountered the ghostly woman before. He takes a deep breath, trying to muster his courage.
Are you there? I know you're seeking something, but I can't live in fear anymore.
The spectral woman emerges from the shadows, her burnt face still unsettling. Richard takes a step back, but holds his ground.
Tell me what you need. I want to understand.
The ghostly woman studies him, her eyes showing a mix of sorrow and longing. She opens her mouth.
I'm waiting here.
Who?
Love.
You're already dead. Please let it go. You will never come back.
She vanishes into the night, leaving Richard alone. Richard returns home, a mixture of relief and uncertainty on his face.
What happened? Are you all right?
I faced her. I don't know if I helped, but the haunting stopped.
You did the right thing, Richard. You showed bravery and empathy.
This whole experience has changed me. I've been so caught up in the monotony of life that I never stopped to think about the unseen struggles around us.
You've grown from this, my friend. It's a reminder that life is more than just work and routines.
The three friends sit together at their regular table.
Thank you both for being there for me through this ordeal. I never could have faced it alone.
That's what friends are for, Richard.
To Richard, the man who conquered his fears and learned to see the world with new eyes.
They clink their glasses together, toasting to the transformation that Richard went through. Richard gazes out of his window, his mind at peace. The memory of the ghostly woman lingers, but he no longer feels haunted. We've reached the end of our eerie tale of the girl on Crescent Lane, and we hope you enjoyed navigating the chilling crossroads of Richard's everyday life and supernatural encounters. We trust this story reminded you of the fascinating mysteries lurking in the shadows of our world. If you've enjoyed this tale, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe, and activate the notification bell to stay updated on more gripping stories from Innovatronics TV. Until our next adventure, may the allure of the unseen continue to captivate your imagination. This is Innovatronics TV. Welcome to Innovatronics TV, where we uncover tales of wonder and mystery from around the world. Today, we invite you to immerse yourself in a captivating story that blurs the lines between the supernatural and the human realm. Join us as we journey to a house where an ancient spirit has watched over generations, weaving magic into the lives of its inhabitants. Before we begin, please click the like button and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of supernatural stories to share with you. Welcome to Innovatronics TV and get ready to experience the enchanting presence of the guardian of the house.
Over the past years, I have grown up without any knowledge of my grandparents, all due to family issues that are unrelated to me. They reside on a different continent, far away from where I currently live with my relatives. When I arrived at my grandparents' house, I felt extremely insecure. However, as soon as I stood in front of them, everything brightened up and I hugged them tightly. They reciprocated with great affection, dispelling any doubts, and the day passed happily. As the day wore on, the atmosphere inside the house seemed to grow tense, and the once joyous ambience turned into chaos. My siblings and I found ourselves confined to a disorganized room surrounded by scattered belongings, and our attempts to find comfort in this cluttered space were futile. The air was heavy with uncertainty, and it felt as though an unspoken tension had settled among us. Amidst the disarray, I noticed my siblings weren't feeling well. Their pale faces and downturned eyes were a clear sign of discomfort. Concerned for their well-being, I decided to step out of the room to give them some space. As I opened the door, I was met with a gust of fresh air, and the soft murmur of the wind through the trees brought a moment of solace. I stepped out into the cool evening, hoping that the tranquil surroundings would offer some respite from the growing unease inside. I stumbled upon my grandmother, who left a plate of cake and a glass of milk under the stairs. I didn't intend to peek, so I quietly returned to bed. To my surprise, when I got back, the room was clean and even the mess my sibling had made in their suitcase was sorted out. Thinking my sibling had tidied up, I decided to sleep in the living room to avoid disturbing them. I slept peacefully, until a loud noise from the back door woke me up. Someone was trying to open the door. I swear I saw it. When I peeked, I noticed a person jogging until they disappeared among the trees. I felt like they were watching me, and when I looked back, I was shocked. I saw an old small man near the fireplace. His entire body was covered in hair, and each eye and the bridge of his nose were distinct. He had small horns and a tail he tried to hide between his legs. He looked like a character from a long horror story.
In a dimly lit room, Alexei hides under the blanket on a cozy bed, seeking refuge from an unknown threat outside. Their fearful eyes dart around, hoping to remain undetected as the tension builds. The viewer is left intrigued, wondering what danger lurks beyond and how the situation will unfold.
I hurriedly went out to hide, causing a commotion that woke everyone up. When they asked me about the commotion, I was too embarrassed to tell them what I saw and just said that someone tried to break into the house.
Alexei, what happened?
Nothing, Pops. I just saw something.
What exactly did you see?
Nothing. Don't worry about me, Pops.
Maybe you saw Domovoy. He's the guardian of this house. We as a family and the house are protected by him.
Domovoy? What is he? Is he good?
He is. That's why I'm asking you what exactly you saw, because it may vary depending on the people who see him. For some people, he's just an old person, and for some, he looks like a devil. Don't worry, just sleep there tight and call me if you need something. Good night, Alexei.
Alexei lay on the bed, his eyes tightly shut in an attempt to sleep, but his furrowed brow and the faint trembling of his lips revealed the turmoil within. Despite the darkness, his mind was far from tranquil, replaying the unsettling events over and over again. His eyebrows knit together as he clenched his fists, clearly haunted by the memories. The room's dim light cast shadows on his troubled expression, emphasizing the worry and fear etched on his face. Sleep eluded him, for his thoughts were consumed by the unknown and the unease that now enveloped him.
Because of this, my grandfather just told me to stay calm and that there was a guardian in this house who protected it and wouldn't let anything happen. But instead of calming down, it made me even more scared. Alone, I tried to figure out what to do. I couldn't sleep peacefully, unsure whether to look out to see who entered or hide under the covers. And then I heard again a slight noise at the window, and my heart stopped when I saw a small hand with hair trying not to make a sound. The owner of the hand silently moved around the room until he reached my little sister's bedside table. At that moment, his appearance changed and he turned into my grandmother.
Alexei, did I wake you up?
Grandma, are you my real grandma?
Yes. Alexei, is there something wrong?
Now, nothing, Grandma.
I want to tell you something if it's okay with you.
Sure, Grandma.
Your pops told me that you saw Domovoy, and I want to tell a story about him. As you know, he is our protector for centuries. Long ago, in a remote Slavic village nestled amidst thick forests and rolling hills, there lived a young and virtuous man named Ivan. Ivan was known for his kindness, bravery, and unwavering sense of duty to protect his family and community. One winter night, during a fierce snowstorm, Ivan stumbled upon an injured and shivering creature in the woods. It was a small, peculiar-looking spirit with a wild mane of hair, piercing eyes, and gnarled limbs. The creature, a domovoy, was wounded and on the brink of freezing to death. Moved by compassion, Ivan took the domovoy into his home, nursing it back to health. Grateful for Ivan's kindness, the domovoy vowed to protect Ivan and his family in return. As the years passed, the bond between Ivan and the domovoy grew stronger, and the spirit became a guardian of the household, ensuring its safety and prosperity. But as time went on, the village faced challenges and hardships. Rumors spread of an impending invasion by marauding bands of raiders, and fear gripped the community. Ivan's protective nature and sense of responsibility intensified, and he resolved to defend his home and loved ones at all costs. The domovoi, sensing Ivan's growing anxiety and desire for vengeance, absorbed the negative emotions and fears that surrounded him. In an attempt to protect Ivan from the darkness that threatened to consume him, the domovoi took on the burden of those emotions, transforming its once benevolent appearance into a more sinister form. As the raids escalated and violence tainted the village, Domovoi's demeanor changed, mirroring the anger and desperation that filled Ivan's heart. The villagers began to fear the once beloved protector, now appearing more devil-like with glowing eyes and twisted features. In a climactic battle against the raiders, Ivan's life was tragically cut short, but not before he defeated many of the invaders, saving countless lives. The domovoi, heartbroken at the loss of its dear friend, withdrew into the shadows, haunted by the memories of both Ivan's goodness and the violence they had endured together. Ivan is one of our ancestors.
He was protecting us until now. I can't believe that we have that in our family history, and the story is true. He scared my little sister because she was disorganized and made a mess, but he protected the house and its residents.
Despite his mischievous nature, Domovoi has a heart that remembers its happy memories. When you hear a child crying, it's him in his weakest form, reminiscing about the moments he shared with Ivan. Offering him food makes him feel at home and stops his tears.
You have to let them be with peace of mind because they're not visible but always there. If they're causing trouble, you have to invite them to dinner along with the house's inhabitants. Set a place for them at the table with a loaf of bread covered with a white linen cloth. Additionally, you can honor them by hanging used shoes outside the house. The act of hanging used shoes outside the house is associated with the belief that the domovoi can take on the form of a family member who has passed away. And the shoes act as a symbolic offering to these ancestral spirits. By providing the shoes, the household members show their acknowledgement of the domovoi's presence and the idea that their ancestors continue to watch over and protect them. As the days passed, the presence of domovoi in the house became more apparent, with subtle but mysterious occurrences happening regularly. Objects would move from one place to another, doors would creak open and shut on their own, and faint giggles and whispers could be heard echoing through the halls at night. Despite the initial fear, the family started to get used to domovoi's presence, and some even found comfort in knowing they had a protective spirit looking after them. As the night deepened, the atmosphere inside the house grew tense. The family huddled together in the living room, sharing stories while Alexei monitored his equipment. Suddenly, the temperature in the room dropped and the candles flickered erratically. Alexei's equipment started capturing strange readings, and the air seemed charged with energy. Out of the corner of his eye, Alexei thought he caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure darting across the room. Excitement mixed with fear coursed through him, and he couldn't help but feel a strange connection to the enigmatic domovoi. Meanwhile, the youngest member of the family, little Anna, had been drawing pictures of the house spirit during dinner. Unbeknownst to the rest of the family, the drawings seemed to capture more than just an imaginary friend. As the night wore on, the family retired to their rooms, and Alexei continued to investigate. However, what happened next would change everything. The house suddenly filled with an otherworldly glow, and soft singing could be heard emanating from the walls. The family gathered once more in the living room, and to their amazement, the spirit of domovoi materialized before them. The entity's wild appearance softened, and he revealed his true nature as a protector and guardian of the house, with a deep affection for the family.
Fear not, dear family, I mean no harm.
You've always been with us, protecting and guiding our family.
I have been watching over generations of your kin from the time this house was built many years ago.
You mean you've been here all this time since the beginning?
I've grown fond of your family over the years. Your ancestors cared for this home, and in turn, I have cared for them.
But what about those mischievous acts we've experienced? Were you responsible for those?
All those were merely playful gestures, a way to remind you of my presence, to make sure you didn't forget about the guardian of this house.
Domovoy changed his form to his original.
Well, I must admit, you certainly succeeded in getting our attention. But why reveal yourself now?
It's time for you to know the truth, to understand that you are not alone in this house. I have watched your family grow, and I wish to continue protecting future generations.
Thank you, Domovoy. Your presence brings comfort and a sense of belonging to this old house. We are honored to have you as our guardian.
The honor is mine. No one, your family's care for this home has forged a bond that spans generations. As long as you cherish this place, I'll be here, looking after all who dwell within.
Domovoy explained that he had been watching over generations of their kin. From the time the house was built many years ago, he had grown fond of the family, and his mischievous acts were merely playful gestures to remind them of his presence. From that night on, the family and Domovoy developed a unique bond, with the spirit becoming an integral part of their lives. Alexei continued to visit them, documenting their experiences and unraveling the ancient mysteries that shrouded the house. The house became a place where the supernatural and the human world intersected, and the stories of the family's encounters with Domovoy spread throughout the region. People came from far and wide to witness the enchanting presence of the house spirit, turning it into a place of wonder and fascination. And so, the house with its supernatural inhabitant became a cherished part of the family's legacy, reminding them of the enchanting power of folklore and the enduring magic that binds generations together. Thank you for joining us on this mesmerizing adventure to the House Guardian. We hope you found the tale as captivating as we did, reminding us of the timeless allure of folklore and the unseen forces that shape our lives. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more fascinating stories. Until next time, may the magic of the unseen continue to intrigue and inspire you. This is Innovatronix TV. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back, folks. Today, we have an epic showdown that has been rumored for centuries. Get ready for the ultimate battle between two legendary creatures, the ogre and the Capri. This is a face-off you won't want to miss. For those of you who are new to the mythical world, let's start with a quick introduction. Ogres are hulking, fearsome creatures known for their incredible strength and intimidating presence. They are often depicted as large, humanoid beings with grotesque features and a ferocious appetite. On the other side, we have the Capri, a legendary creature originating from Filipino folklore. These creatures are said to be tall, dark, and hairy, with the ability to grow even larger than most humans. Capri are often associated with trees and are known to be mischievous, with a fondness for smoking cigars. In a battle between the ogre and the Capri, it's a clash of sheer power versus mystical prowess. The outcome would depend on various factors such as the environment, strategy, and the specific abilities of the individual creatures involved. So, ladies and gentlemen, Get ready to witness an epic duel as these mythical giants clash in an all-out brawl. Who will come out on top? The ogre with its raw strength, or the Capri with its supernatural powers? Tune in to find out. Before we begin, please click the like button, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of amazing topics to share with you. Welcome to Innovatronics TV, and we're here to give you Capri versus Ogre. Origin and Legends of Capri. The Capri is a legendary creature that originates from Filipino folklore. It is a fascinating and mysterious creature with a unique origin and a prominent place in local legends. One of the most distinctive characteristics of the Capri is its association with trees. It is believed that each Capri is connected to a particular tree, which serves as its home or dwelling place. These creatures are often found in large old trees, where they sit or perch on branches and smoke cigars made from native tobacco. The Capri's presence is usually accompanied by the smell of tobacco or a smoky atmosphere in the vicinity. The Capri's origins and purpose in Filipino folklore vary across different regions and stories. However, they generally represent the close relationship between nature and the supernatural world in Filipino culture. Capri serve as a reminder of the mysterious and magical elements of the natural world, and their legends continue to be passed down through generations, captivating the imagination of the Filipino people. The legends of the Capri showcase the rich folklore and vibrant mythology of the Philippines, highlighting the unique creatures and stories that have shaped the cultural heritage of the country. Origins and Legends of Ogre. Ogres have a rich history and can be found in folklore and mythology from various cultures around the world. The origin and legends surrounding ogres differ across different traditions, but they generally share common characteristics. The term ogre is believed to have originated from the French word ogre, or the Italian word orco, both of which refer to a type of monster or giant. Ogres are typically portrayed as large, brutish creatures with grotesque features and immense physical strength. They are often depicted as cannibalistic, fearsome beings who instill terror in humans. In European folklore, ogres are often portrayed as evil and malevolent beings. They are sometimes depicted as solitary creatures living in remote, desolate places, such as forests or mountains. Ogres are known for their voracious appetite, particularly for human flesh, and they are believed to be especially fond of devouring children. In popular culture, one of the most famous ogres is the character Shrek from the animated film franchise. While Shrek presents a more sympathetic and comedic depiction of ogres, he still possesses some of the traditional traits, such as strength and a somewhat fearsome appearance. It is important to note that the characteristics and legends associated with ogres can vary across different cultures. For example, in Japanese folklore, there are creatures known as oni that share similarities with ogres, but have their own unique characteristics and stories. Overall, the origin and legends of ogres are deeply rooted in folklore and mythology, representing primal fears and embodying the concept of monstrous beings that threaten the safety of humans. These creatures continue to captivate our imaginations and appear in various forms of storytelling and media. Capri appearance. The appearance of a Capri, as described in Filipino folklore, is that of a tall, dark, and hairy creature. Here are some common features and characteristics associated with the appearance of a Capri. Height. Capris are often depicted as towering figures, much taller than an average human. They are said to stand at least 7 to 10 feet tall, although some stories suggest they can be even larger. Dark complexion. Capris are described as having dark or dusky skin. This complexion is often associated with their nocturnal nature and their ability to blend into the shadows. Hairy body. Capris are typically portrayed as being covered in thick, shaggy hair or fur. This hair can range from dark brown to black, emphasizing their wild and untamed nature. Red eyes. Another distinguishing feature of a Capri is its glowing red eyes. These eyes are said to be piercing and intense, adding to the creature's eerie presence. Strong odor. Capris are often associated with a strong and pungent smell. This odor is often described as a combination of tobacco smoke, earthiness, and a musky scent. Stooped posture. Despite their height, Capris are often depicted as having a slightly stooped or hunched posture. This adds to their ominous appearance and reinforces their association with old trees. Long fingernails. Some legends mention that Capris have long, sharp fingernails or claws. These claws may be used for climbing trees or for menacing purposes. Ogre appearance. The appearance of an ogre has been portrayed differently in various mythologies, folklore, and popular culture. However, there are some common features and characteristics often associated with ogres' appearance. Size and build. Ogres are generally depicted as large, towering creatures, much bigger than humans. They are known for their immense size and physical strength. Some tales describe them as giants, with some reaching heights of 10 feet or taller. Grotesque features. Ogres are often depicted with exaggerated and grotesque physical features. They may have misshapen or lumpy bodies, with bulging muscles or fat. Their faces can be distorted, with large noses, protruding lower jaws, and often missing or broken teeth. Skin tone. Ogres are commonly portrayed with green or grayish skin tones, giving them a distinctly non-human appearance. However, the specific skin coloration can vary in different depictions. Facial characteristics. Ogres are known for their fierce and menacing expressions. They may have small, beady eyes that are either bloodshot or glowing, adding to their intimidating presence. Additionally, some portrayals show ogres with bushy eyebrows or facial hair. Hair and horns. Ogres are often depicted as having wild and unkempt hair, which can be long, matted, or shaggy. In some versions, ogres are portrayed with horns on their heads, further emphasizing their monstrous nature. Clothing and accessories. Ogres are typically depicted wearing tattered or ragged clothing, emphasizing their rough and uncivilized nature. They may also be adorned with crude jewelry or animal bones as accessories. Strength and musculature. Ogres are often shown as muscular and powerful creatures, with bulging biceps and broad shoulders. Their physical strength is a defining characteristic and is often represented through their appearance. Powers and abilities of Capri. In Filipino folklore, Capris are believed to possess various supernatural powers and abilities. While the specific powers and abilities attributed to Capris may vary across different stories and interpretations, here are some common traits associated with these mythical creatures. Shape-shifting. Capris are often said to have the ability to change their form and appearance. They can transform into animals, other human-like beings, or even inanimate objects. This shape-shifting ability allows them to trick or deceive unsuspecting individuals. Control over trees and nature. Capris are closely associated with trees, and they are believed to have a deep connection with the natural world. They have the power to influence and manipulate trees and other elements of nature. They can make trees come alive, causing them to move, sway, or grow in extraordinary ways. Illusions and trickery. Capris are known for their mischievous nature and their ability to create illusions. They can confuse or disorient people by distorting their senses, creating false visions or sounds, and leading them astray in forests or unfamiliar places. Teleportation and vanishing. Capris are said to possess the ability to teleport or disappear in the blink of an eye. They can move swiftly between locations or vanish from sight, making them elusive and difficult to capture or confront. Supernatural strength. Capris are often depicted as incredibly strong creatures. They possess physical strength that surpasses that of humans, allowing them to easily overpower or intimidate their adversaries. Influence over dreams. Capris are sometimes believed to have the power to enter people's dreams and manipulate their subconscious minds. They can cause vivid and haunting dreams or use dreams as a means to communicate or send messages. Enhanced senses. Capris are said to have heightened senses, particularly their sense of hearing and smell. They can detect the presence of humans from afar, even in the darkness of the night, making it challenging to evade their attention. Powers and abilities of ogre. In folklore and mythology, ogres are often portrayed as powerful and formidable creatures with various abilities and traits. While the specific powers and abilities of ogres can vary across different tales and interpretations, here are some common traits associated with these mythical beings. Superhuman strength. Ogres are known for their immense physical strength. They possess great power and can easily overpower humans or other creatures. Their strength allows them to lift heavy objects, break through obstacles, and engage in combat with formidable force. Invulnerability. Ogres are often depicted as being highly resilient and difficult to defeat. They may have thick, tough skin, or even possess a level of invulnerability, making them resistant to conventional weapons and attacks. Regeneration. Some stories attribute regenerative abilities to ogres, enabling them to heal from injuries or regenerate body parts. This ability makes them even more challenging opponents in battle. Fear induction. Ogres have a knack for instilling fear in others. Whether through their intimidating appearance, fierce demeanor, or even their mere presence, they can evoke terror and paralyze their adversaries with fear. Magical abilities. In certain tales, ogres possess magical powers or have knowledge of dark arts. They may be skilled in casting spells, enchantments, or curses, using their magical abilities to further enhance their strength or to manipulate the environment. Enhanced senses. Ogres are often depicted with heightened senses, particularly their sense of smell and hearing. They can detect the presence of others from a great distance and may possess an acute sense of smell, allowing them to track their prey or sense danger. Shape-shifting. Some folklore and mythology portray ogres as having the ability to change their form. They can transform into different creatures or even assume a human appearance, allowing them to deceive or disguise themselves. Lifespan of Capri. These mythical creatures are often depicted as immortal or having an extremely long lifespan, far surpassing that of humans. They are believed to be ancient beings, dwelling in forests and trees for centuries or even millennia. The longevity of Capris is often attributed to their supernatural nature and their connection to the natural world. Being guardians or spirits of the forest, they are thought to possess a timeless existence, unaffected by the passage of time like regular mortal beings. Furthermore, Capris are sometimes associated with concepts of nature's vitality and longevity. The trees they reside in are often described as ancient and wise, suggesting that Capris share a symbiotic relationship with these venerable plants. Lifespan of ogre. Ogres are often depicted as mythical beings or monstrous creatures, and their lifespans are typically portrayed as longer than that of humans. However, specific details about their lifespan can vary widely in different stories and interpretations. In some tales, ogres are described as immortal or having an extraordinarily long lifespan. They may be portrayed as ancient beings that have existed for centuries or even since the beginning of time. This longevity reinforces their status as powerful and enduring creatures. In other versions, the lifespan of ogres is not necessarily eternal, but still significantly longer than that of humans. They may live for several centuries or even thousands of years, far surpassing the average human lifespan. This extended lifespan adds to their sense of otherworldliness and gives them ample time to accumulate wisdom and power. Capri vulnerabilities. In Filipino folklore, Capris are often portrayed as powerful and elusive creatures. However, like many mythical beings, they are said to have vulnerabilities that can be exploited. Here are some common vulnerabilities associated with Capris. Fire. Capris are believed to have a strong aversion to fire. It is said that they fear flames and smoke, as they can be driven away or harmed by them. Lighting a fire or using burning materials, such as matches or torches, in their vicinity is believed to repel or weaken them. Salt and vinegar. Some folklore suggests that Capris are repelled by salt and vinegar. Sprinkling salt or vinegar around their dwelling place or on their favored trees is said to discourage their presence or make them uncomfortable. Prayers and rituals. Capris are said to be susceptible to spiritual or religious rituals. Reciting prayers, performing blessings, or conducting rituals can potentially ward off or weaken their influence. Seeking assistance from spiritual leaders or performing cleansing ceremonies may provide protection against Capris. Iron or metal objects. In some legends, it is believed that Capris have a vulnerability to iron or metal objects. Carrying or brandishing iron weapons, such as knives or swords, is said to weaken their power or give humans an advantage in confronting them. Respect and propitiation. Capris, like many supernatural beings, are said to appreciate respect and offerings. Treating their dwelling places, such as old trees, with reverence, and leaving small offerings like food or tobacco can help maintain a peaceful or neutral relationship with them. Ogre vulnerabilities. In folklore and mythology, ogres are often depicted as powerful and menacing creatures. However, they are believed to have vulnerabilities that can be exploited. Here are some common vulnerabilities associated with ogres. Sunlight. Ogres are often portrayed as creatures that are sensitive to sunlight. Exposing them to direct sunlight can weaken or harm them. They may be forced to retreat or lose their strength when exposed to the sun's rays. Magic and spells. Ogres can be susceptible to magic and spells. Certain enchantments, spells, or magical artifacts may have the power to weaken or immobilize them. Skilled magic users or individuals possessing magical abilities may be able to exploit this vulnerability. Weapons and armor. While ogres are generally physically strong, they can still be vulnerable to well-crafted weapons and armor. Sharp blades, enchanted weapons, or armor designed to protect against supernatural beings can give humans an advantage in combat against them. Trickery and deception. Ogres are not always known for their intelligence, and they can be easily deceived or tricked. Clever individuals may be able to outwit them using cunning and clever strategies, exploiting their limited reasoning or falling for traps and illusions. Elemental weaknesses. In some folklore and mythology, ogres are associated with specific elemental weaknesses. For example, they may have a vulnerability to cold, fire, water, or certain natural forces. Exploiting these elemental weaknesses can be an effective means of subduing or harming them. Supernatural or divine intervention. Ogres can be vulnerable to supernatural or divine intervention. Calling upon the aid of benevolent spirits, deities, or other powerful supernatural entities may be able to counter or neutralize their strength, providing an opportunity for humans to overcome them. That ends today's video, titled Capri vs. Ogre. Don't forget to hit the notification bell button to be updated on our new feature videos. Comment down below if you want us to tackle more interesting topics about folklore. Hey there, YouTube fam. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the most fascinating creatures and legends from around the world. I'm your host, and today, get ready for an epic showdown between two legendary creatures, the Tikbalang and the werewolf. It's a battle of the supernatural, and we're here to break it down for you. Now, you may have heard of these creatures in different folklores and mythologies, but today we're bringing them face to face in the ultimate battle for dominance. So let's meet our contenders. First up, we have the Tikbalang, a mythical creature hailing from Filipino folklore. Known for its half-human, half-horse appearance, The tikbalang roams the forests, mountains, and remote areas of the Philippines. With its muscular body, hooves, and a head that resembles a horse, it's a force to be reckoned with. And now, the challenger, the werewolf. Originating from various European legends, this shape-shifting creature takes on the form of a human during the day, but transforms into a terrifying wolf-like creature under the light of the full moon. Known for its incredible strength, speed, and sharp claws, the werewolf strikes fear into the hearts of many. Imagine a face-off between these formidable foes, both known for their supernatural powers and intimidating presence. Who would come out on top? Will it be the tikbalang with its cunning nature and its ability to confuse and lead travelers astray? Or will the werewolf's raw power and ferocity give it the upper hand? Before we begin, please click the like button and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of amazing topics to share with you. Welcome to Innovatronics TV, and we're here to give you Tikbalang versus Werewolf. Origins and legends of Tikbalang. The Tikbalang is a fascinating mythical creature deeply rooted in the folklore of the Philippines. Originating from Filipino mythology, the Tikbalang has become an iconic figure in the traditional beliefs and superstitions of the country, particularly in rural areas. The name Tikbalang is derived from two Filipino words, tikba, meaning to sit astride, and kalang, meaning a tree trunk. This name reflects the creature's distinctive appearance, with the body of a human and the head of a horse. According to Filipino folklore, the tikbalang is believed to inhabit dense forests, mountains, and other remote areas. It is often depicted as a tall, bony creature with elongated limbs, a muscular horse-like body covered in matted fur, and fiery red eyes. The head is typically horse-like. Encountering a tikbalang is believed to bring misfortune or bad luck, according to Filipino superstitions. To protect oneself from its mischief, various precautions are suggested, such as wearing one's clothes inside out, or asking for permission before entering its territory. The origin and legends of werewolf. The origin of werewolf legends can be traced back to various cultures and folklore throughout history. The concept of a human transforming into a wolf-like creature has existed in different forms across different civilizations. Legends and folklore surrounding werewolves varied across different European regions. In some tales, becoming a werewolf was considered a hereditary condition, passed down through generations. In other accounts, individuals could acquire the ability to transform into a wolf through curses, sorcery, or by using enchanted garments made from wolf skin. Werewolf stories were often associated with violent and bloodthirsty behavior. It was believed that werewolves would go on rampages, attacking and devouring humans and livestock. In some cases, the transformation was involuntary, leaving the individual unaware of their actions during the period of their transformation. Werewolf legends also became intertwined with ideas of witchcraft and the supernatural. In some cases, it was believed that witches or sorcerers could shape-shift into werewolves as part of their dark practices. Tikbalang appearance. The tikbalang is a mythical creature from Filipino folklore known for its distinctive appearance. Here are some typical features associated with the tikbalang's appearance. Half human, half horse. The tikbalang is often described as a creature that possesses half body of a horse, including its 4 legs and hooves and a head of horse. The upper body, however, is that of a human, typically with a well-defined muscular physique. Tall and muscular. The tikbalang is portrayed as a tall creature, sometimes reaching towering heights. It is depicted as having a lanky and muscular build, giving it an elongated appearance. Equine features. The tikbalang's head resembles that of a horse, complete with a long face, pointed ears, and a flowing mane. The mane can vary in color, often described as unkempt or tangled. Fiery red eyes. One of the most striking features of the tikbalang is its eyes. They are said to glow with an intense, fiery red color, which adds to the creature's mysterious and otherworldly aura. Fur or hide. The tikbalang's body is often described as being covered in matted fur or rough hide, similar to that of a horse. The color of the fur or hide can range from dark brown to gray, depending on the regional variations of the legend. Werewolf appearance. Werewolf folklore often portrays the creature as a fearsome and wolf-like humanoid. The appearance of a werewolf typically combines features of both humans and wolves, emphasizing the transformation between the two forms. Here are some common characteristics associated with the appearance of a werewolf. Humanoid form. In its human form, a werewolf appears as an ordinary person. They have a human body structure, including 2 legs and 2 arms. However, they may possess some subtle physical traits that hint at their underlying nature, such as a muscular build or unusually sharp canines. Transformation. During the process of transforming into a werewolf, the creature undergoes a dramatic physical change. The transformation is often triggered by factors such as the full moon or an intense emotional state. The metamorphosis can be painful and accompanied by a distortion of the body, as it morphs into a more lupine form. Wolf-like features. In their werewolf form, these creatures display wolf-like characteristics. They have fur covering their bodies, which can vary in color, often ranging from shades of brown to gray. Their overall appearance is more lupine, with a snout-like muzzle, sharp teeth, and a pronounced jawline. Muscular and powerful build. Werewolves are typically depicted as having a robust and muscular physique. Their bodies are built for strength and agility, reflecting their ability to hunt and overpower their prey. Claws and fangs. Werewolves are known for their sharp claws and fangs, which they use as formidable weapons. These natural weapons aid in their hunting and defense. Powers and abilities of tikbalang. In Filipino folklore, the tikbalang is believed to possess various supernatural powers and abilities. While the specific powers attributed to the tikbalang may vary across different tales and regional variations, here are some commonly associated abilities. Shape-shifting. The tikbalang is often said to have the ability to shape-shift, allowing it to assume different forms. It can appear as a normal human, a horse, or a hybrid creature with the body of a human and the head of a horse. This shape-shifting ability enables the tikbalang to deceive and confuse unsuspecting individuals. Misdirection and illusions. The tikbalang is renowned for its skill in creating illusions and manipulating perception. It can cast spells or create hallucinations to lead travelers astray, causing them to lose their way in forests or mountains. This power of misdirection serves as a means of protection for the tikbalang's territory. Supernatural strength and speed. The tikbalang is often described as incredibly strong and fast. Its powerful physical abilities enable it to swiftly traverse vast distances and outmatch those who dare to challenge it. Communication and language proficiency. In some accounts, the tikbalang is said to possess the ability to speak human languages. It can communicate with people it encounters, using its knowledge to strike deals, make requests, or issue warnings. Magical influence over animals. The tikbalang is believed to have a special connection with animals, particularly horses. It can exert a mystical influence over them, causing them to behave erratically or become uncontrollable. This power reinforces the tikbalang's dominion over its territory and its role as a protector of the wilderness. Weather manipulation. In certain legends, the tikbalang is associated with weather phenomena. It is said to have the ability to control the weather, causing storms, heavy rain, or fog to descend upon an area. This power adds to the tikbalang's abilities. Powers and abilities of werewolf. In werewolf folklore, these creatures are often depicted as possessing a range of supernatural powers and abilities. While the specific powers and abilities attributed to werewolves may vary across different myths, legends, and popular culture, here are some commonly associated traits. Shape-shifting. The most well-known power of werewolves is their ability to transform between human and wolf forms. Typically triggered by the full moon or intense emotions, the transformation involves the human body morphing into a more lupine shape, complete with fur, claws, and other wolf-like features. Enhanced senses. Werewolves are believed to possess heightened senses, including acute hearing, keen eyesight, and a powerful sense of smell. Their senses surpass those of regular humans, allowing them to track prey, detect danger, and navigate their surroundings more effectively. Enhanced physical abilities. When in their wolf form, werewolves are often portrayed as having increased strength, agility, and speed. Their physical capabilities exceed those of humans, granting them the ability to hunt and overpower their prey with ease. Rapid healing. Werewolves are said to have accelerated healing abilities. They can heal from wounds and injuries at a much faster rate than humans, often able to regenerate damaged tissue and mend broken bones swiftly. Enhanced reflexes. Werewolves possess heightened reflexes and reaction times, allowing them to swiftly evade attacks and respond to threats with remarkable speed. This agility aids them in hunting and combat situations. Animal communication. Some werewolf legends suggest that these creatures have the ability to communicate with and understand animals, particularly wolves. This power enables them to form a connection with other creatures in the natural world and potentially command or influence them. Immunity to some weapons. In certain werewolf lore, these creatures are believed to possess resistance or immunity to conventional weapons, such as ordinary blades or firearms. This resilience makes them difficult to harm or kill using typical means. Lifespan of Tikbalang. As supernatural beings, Tikbalangs are often depicted as timeless and ageless entities residing in the forests, mountains, and remote areas of the Philippines. They are believed to have an enduring presence, existing for an indefinite period. Their longevity is tied to their mythical nature, reflecting their connection to the natural world and the enduring power of folklore and legends. Lifespan of werewolf. Since werewolves are often depicted as humans who transform into wolf-like creatures, their lifespan is generally considered to be similar to that of a human. In their human form, they age and live normal human lifespans. However, when they transform into their wolf-like form, their lifespan may not be explicitly addressed in the folklore or legends. Tikbalang vulnerabilities. In Filipino folklore, the Tikbalang is known to have certain vulnerabilities or weaknesses, which are often exploited by humans in encounters with the creature. Here are some commonly mentioned vulnerabilities associated with the Tikbalang. Religious symbols. Like many supernatural creatures, the Tikbalang is said to be repelled or weakened by the presence of religious symbols or sacred objects. These may include crosses, holy water, or prayers. Carrying or displaying such items can act as a deterrent or protective measure against the Tikbalang's influence. Salt and spices. Some legends suggest that Tikbalang have an aversion to salt and spices, particularly garlic. Sprinkling salt or scattering spices around an area believed to be frequented by the Tikbalang is believed to ward off the creature or disrupt its activities. Protective charms and amulets. It is believed that wearing or carrying certain protective charms or amulets can offer defense against the Tikbalang. These charms may include items such as talismans, blessed stones, or objects infused with spiritual power. Politeness and respect. In Filipino folklore, it is believed that Tikbalangs can be appeased or their negative influence lessened through acts of politeness and respect. This may involve asking for permission before entering their territory or acknowledging their presence with courtesy. Showing respect and humility when encountering the tikbalang is believed to help avoid or mitigate negative consequences. Magical items or artifacts. In some tales, it is said that certain magical items or artifacts possess the power to control or subdue the tikbalang. These objects may include enchanted ropes, mystical weapons, or objects imbued with special properties. Possessing or utilizing such items can give humans an advantage over the creature. Werewolf vulnerabilities. In werewolf folklore and popular culture, several vulnerabilities and weaknesses are commonly associated with werewolves. These weaknesses are often depicted as ways to counter or overcome their formidable abilities. Here are some typical vulnerabilities of werewolves. Silver. The use of silver is one of the most well-known weaknesses attributed to werewolves. In folklore, it is believed that silver has a harmful effect on werewolves. Silver bullets, silver blades, or any contact with silver can cause severe injuries or even be fatal to a werewolf. Wolf's bane, also known as aconite or monkshood, is a poisonous plant believed to be highly toxic to werewolves. In folklore, it is said that coming into contact with or consuming wolfsbane can weaken or harm a werewolf. Full moon. The full moon is often depicted as a trigger for a werewolf's transformation into its wolf-like form. While not necessarily a vulnerability, it represents a loss of control over their actions and the unleashing of their more primal instincts. Magic and spells. In some legends, werewolves are vulnerable to magical spells or enchantments. Certain incantations issues. In some werewolves are vulnerable. Emotional distress or internal conflicts may weaken a werewolf's control over their transformation or their ability to resist their more aggressive nature. That ends today's video titled Tikbalang vs. Werewolf. Don't forget to hit the notification bell button to be updated on our new feature videos. Comment down below if you want us to tackle more interesting topics about folklore. Welcome back, fellow folklore enthusiasts, to our channel where we delve into the captivating world of mythical creatures. I'm your host, and today we have a spine-chilling showdown that will send shivers down your spine. Get ready as we explore the age-old battle between vampires and Manananggal. Vampires, those immortal creatures of the night, have haunted our dreams and fascinated us for centuries. From the seductive Count Dracula to the brooding Twilight vampires, their allure has captured our imaginations. The Manananggal is a creature of the night, a being capable of unholy transformation. With its ability to separate its upper body from its lower half, it takes flight, searching for its prey with a hunger that knows no bound. Today, we're diving deep into the legends and lore to uncover the similarities and differences between these two infamous creatures. We'll compare their powers, vulnerabilities, and the terrifying tales associated with them. So, buckle up and prepare yourself for a journey into the heart of darkness as we pit vampires against Manananggal in a battle of supernatural proportions. Before we begin, please click the like button and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We had a lot of amazing topics to share with you. Welcome to Innovatronics TV, and we're here to give you Manananggal vs. Vampire. Origins and legends of Manananggal. The origins of the Manananggal vary in folklore. Some tales suggest that the creature was once a witch who gained its monstrous abilities through dark magic or supernatural curses. Other stories portray it as a separate species or creature altogether. The Manananggal is particularly prevalent in Philippine folklore, and its characteristics can vary across different regions. Some regions believe that the lower half of the creature, which is left behind during its nocturnal flights, is vulnerable and can be destroyed while it is away. Different origin stories exist for the Manananggal. Some folklore suggests that a woman can become a Manananggal by using a special ointment or undergoing a dark ritual. Others believe that the curse is hereditary, passed down through generations. Origins and legends of vampire. Different vampire legends offer various explanations for how someone becomes a vampire. These can include being bitten by another vampire, being cursed, being born under specific astrological conditions, or even dying with unfinished business or a strong desire for revenge. Vampire folklore and mythology have evolved over time and differ across cultures. The most well-known vampire legends originated from Eastern European folklore, particularly in regions such as Transylvania, with the most famous vampire being Count Dracula from Bram Stoker's novel. Manananggal appearance. The Manananggal is a mythical creature from Filipino folklore, often depicted as a female vampire-like creature. Here's a description of the Manananggal's appearance. Body. The Manananggal is typically described as a beautiful woman during the day. She has long flowing hair, often black or dark in color. Her complexion can range from pale to a sickly gray or green hue. However, when night falls, it undergoes a gruesome transformation. The face may be both attractive and eerie, with intense, hypnotic eyes that can mesmerize its victims, and its torso detaches from its lower body, leaving its internal organs exposed. The lower body is often left hidden or hidden away during this process. Tongue. The Manananggal is often described as having a long, serpentine tongue. In Filipino folklore, it is believed that the tongue of the Manananggal is elongated and can extend to great lengths. This tongue is said to be used to extract blood or consume the innards of its victims. Wings. When the Manananggal separates its upper body, it reveals large, leathery, bat-like wings that sprout from its back. These wings enable the creature to fly silently through the night as it seeks out its prey. Claws. The Manananggal is said to possess long, sharp claws on its fingers, which it uses to tear through flesh and extract organs, particularly the hearts of unborn children or fetuses, which are believed to be its preferred source of nourishment. Disguise. During the day, the Manananggal often appears as an ordinary woman, disguising its true nature from unsuspecting individuals. It may be seen wearing normal clothing, blending into society, and hiding its monstrous form until nightfall. Vampire appearance. The appearance of vampires varies depending on the specific folklore or fictional universe they belong to. However, here's a common description of a traditional vampire's appearance. Pale complexion. Vampires are often depicted with extremely pale or even translucent skin. This paleness is attributed to their lack of blood circulation. Fangs. Vampires are known for their elongated canine teeth, often referred to as fangs. These sharp teeth are used to pierce the skin and extract blood from their victims. Hypnotic eyes. Vampires are often described as having mesmerizing and hypnotic eyes. They may have intense, piercing gaze or eyes that change color, such as turning red when they are thirsty for blood. Sharp features. Vampires typically have angular and sharp facial features, giving them a more predatory and menacing appearance. High cheekbones, a chiseled jawline, and a straight nose are often associated with vampire aesthetics. Enhanced beauty. In many fictional works, vampires are portrayed as incredibly attractive and seductive creatures. Their beauty is often described as captivating and otherworldly, helping them lure in their victims. Dark hair. Vampires are often depicted with dark hair, ranging from black to deep shades of brown. This adds to their mysterious and alluring image. Elegant clothing. Vampires are often dressed in sophisticated and stylish attire. They may be seen wearing classic and timeless clothing, such as suits, evening gowns, or elaborate period costumes, depending on the setting. Powers and abilities of Manananggal. The Manananggal is believed to possess a range of supernatural powers and abilities. Here are some commonly attributed abilities. Flight. The Manananggal is known for its ability to fly using its bat-like wings. It can soar through the night sky silently, allowing it to move quickly and hunt for prey. Upper body detachment. One of the defining characteristics of the Manananggal is its capability to separate its upper body from its lower body. Once detached, the upper body gains mobility and independence. It can fly, search for victims, and even squeeze through small openings or gaps in search of prey. Enhanced senses. The Manananggal is believed to possess heightened senses, particularly an acute sense of smell and hearing. This allows it to track its victims and locate sources of blood. Shape-shifting. In some versions of the folklore, the Manananggal is said to have the ability to shape-shift into different forms, often into various animals or creatures. This power enables it to deceive its prey and hide its true nature. Manipulation and hypnosis. The Manananggal is said to possess the ability to mesmerize and hypnotize its victims with its intense gaze, or through the power of its voice. This power aids in luring individuals closer, making them easier targets. Healing and regeneration. It is believed that the Manananggal possesses regenerative abilities, allowing it to heal from injuries or wounds quickly. This rapid regeneration ensures its survival and enables it to continue hunting even after sustaining damage. Powers and abilities of vampires. Vampires are often associated with a variety of supernatural powers and abilities. Here are some commonly attributed powers and abilities of vampires. Immortality. Vampires are often portrayed as immortal beings, capable of living for centuries or even millennia. They do not age and are immune to most diseases that affect humans. Enhanced strength. Vampires possess superhuman strength that surpasses that of humans. They can exert incredible force, allowing them to overpower their prey or engage in physical confrontations with exceptional power. Enhanced speed and agility. Vampires are known for their remarkable speed and agility, enabling them to move swiftly and react quickly. They can cover large distances in a short amount of time and possess exceptional reflexes. Heightened senses. Vampires have heightened senses, including enhanced vision, hearing, and smell. They can see in the dark, hear whispers from a distance, and track scents with great precision. Hypnosis and mind control. Vampires are often portrayed as having the ability to hypnotize or mesmerize their victims with their gaze, voice, or psychic powers. They can manipulate minds, implant suggestions, or control the actions and thoughts of others. Regeneration and healing. Vampires possess accelerated healing abilities, allowing them to heal from most wounds rapidly. They can regenerate damaged tissues, mend broken bones, and recover from injuries that would be fatal to humans. Immunity to common weapons. Vampires are often depicted as having immunity or high resistance to conventional weapons, such as knives or bullets. Their bodies can withstand damage that would be lethal to humans. Shape-shifting. Vampires have the power to change their physical form. They can transform into bats, wolves, mist, or other creatures, allowing them to move swiftly and inconspicuously. Mind reading. Vampires may possess the ability to read minds, allowing them to discern the thoughts and emotions of those around them. This power aids in manipulation and gathering information. Lifespan of Manananggal. The Manananggal is immortal or has an extended lifespan, possibly due to its consumption of human organs or blood. This longevity allows it to continue its nocturnal existence over many years. Lifespan of vampire. Vampires are often portrayed as immortal beings, capable of living for centuries or even millennia. They do not age and are immune to most diseases that affect humans. Manananggal vulnerabilities. Salt and garlic. The Manananggal is believed to have an aversion to salt and garlic. These substances are thought to repel or deter the creature, making it reluctant to approach areas where these items are present. Holy objects and prayers. The Manananggal is said to be repelled by holy objects and the recitation of prayers. Displays of religious symbols, such as crosses or blessed items, and the use of prayers or holy invocations are believed to weaken or drag away the creature. Vinegar and spices. It is said that the Manananggal has a strong aversion to the smell of vinegar and strong spices. The pungent aroma of these substances is believed to repel or deter the creature. Annihilating the lower body. To completely vanquish the Manananggal, some suggest that its lower body must be destroyed while the upper body is away. This can involve finding the hidden lower body and either burning it or applying a specific form of ritual to ensure its demise. Vampire vulnerabilities. Sunlight. One of the most well-known weaknesses of vampires is their vulnerability to sunlight. Exposure to direct sunlight can cause severe burns, disintegration, or even death. In some versions of vampire lore, they may burst into flames upon contact with sunlight. Stakes through the heart. A classic method of dispatching vampires is driving a wooden stake through their heart. This is believed to kill them permanently, preventing them from rising again. Decapitation. Severing a vampire's head from its body is often considered an effective way to kill them. Without a head, the vampire is unable to survive or regenerate. Fire and sunlight reflections. Vampires are often depicted as having an aversion to fire. It can cause them harm, injuries, or even death. Additionally, some folklore suggests that vampires are repelled by reflections of sunlight, such as mirrors or highly reflective surfaces. Holy symbols and sacred objects. Many vampire legends associate religious symbols, particularly those associated with Christianity, with repelling or weakening vampires. Items such as crosses, holy water, and consecrated ground are believed to have the power to ward off or harm vampires. Garlic and sacred herbs. Garlic is widely believed to repel vampires. The strong odor of garlic is said to be offensive to them, causing them to keep their distance. Running water. Vampires are unable to cross or pass running water, such as rivers or streams. It is believed to act as a barrier or deterrent, preventing them from pursuing their victims. That ends today's video titled Manananggal vs. Vampire. Don't forget to hit the notification bell button to be updated on our new feature videos. Comment down below if you want us to tackle more interesting topics about folklores. Once again, this is Innovatronics TV. Thank you for watching.